if you want to talk to someone about their pronouns or their trans identity, the best way to do it is actually to model it. So as an example, hey, my name's PK, my pronouns are they, them. If you'd be comfortable, would you be able to tell me your pronouns so that I can make sure I gender you correctly?
It's also about not treating the trans person as a curiosity or this thing that you want to learn all about. Treat them as people and have that human compassion and connection that yes, you want to learn, but it's not about, tell me everything about your trans identity. No, just treat them as a person, have a conversation, be open, but also be compassionate. To trans people, or when you do any training, hear the phrases dead naming and misgendering. They're quite simple terms. So dead naming refers to the name that the trans person used before they transitioned. The important thing to remember about a dead name is that's entirely the possession of that trans person. You do not need to know that dead name. The trans person in most occasions will not want that name to be used. They want you to use the name that they now use, that they now identify with, that they are now called. So even if you're in a workplace and you know the person's name before transition, and we know it can be hard at first because change takes a bit of a while for the brain to get used to, but it's really important that you in your brain think this person is now the name that they identify with and that they use. And yeah, you may get it wrong, you may make the odd mistake, but it's about trying to remember, no, this is the name that they now use.
So in terms of dead naming is a form of misgendering, arguably. Misgendering is when you do something that either unintentionally or intentionally implies that the person in question is a gender other than the one they say they are. So it could be calling a woman a man a woman, a non-binary person a woman, etc. And I do this all the time. I live in my own head. Every now and then I will, in fact, inadvertently misgender myself. So mistakes happen, but it's really important to remember that when they do happen, the best thing you can do is to take a breath, apologize if someone's pointed it out to you, thank them, because then they don't have to sort of say that's fine even though it hurt them, and just to move on, correct yourself. So if I've got the pronouns wrong, say, okay, thank you for correcting me, and then use the correct pronouns in the sentence.
Please do not, and I've had this happen, if you did get it wrong, you make a big fuss, oh my god, I'm so sorry and I feel so awful. No, that's not helpful. As PK said, you just admit you got it wrong, you thank them for pointing it out to you, and you commit to doing it better the next time.
And you need to call in behaviours for whatever reason and remain professional. I like to ground it in compassionate curiosity, so being curious about where that behaviour came from, being compassionate because we're all on a learning journey and maybe they didn't mean it or understand the implications, and to approach such things through the lens of understanding and then coming up with a common solution that allows you to address those behaviours.
It's really important to not make somebody feel bad when they might do something that's perceived as wrong behaviour. It's very easy to say, oh, that was really wrong and you shouldn't do this. Yeah, that's fine, but that doesn't necessarily bring about change. That just fosters resentment or causes problems in teams. So it really is about having that attitude of, yeah, let's call in, let's learn together, let's commit to being different.